top targets that were talked about after their great weekend here. These are names, like there's these names and there's more names that we're going to go after here in a little bit. But I think where Florida sits, these guys they sit well with currently. Okay, first one being Claude Mpouma, I believe is how it's pronounced, 4-star offensive tackle. Now here's the thing: he visited Auburn last week, said that Auburn was his #1 school, was very impressive, and now after Florida, after his visit, goes, Florida's on top. It's Florida right now. Love what they did. I feel comfortable over here. I feel like I'm home, so that's probably a big thing for me. Top 220 player. This is a kid, again, if you're able to land someone like this to what this offensive line class already is, this is a top 20 offensive tackle, 6'7", 308. Now you're sitting at 5 offensive linemen. I mean, now all of a sudden this offensive line class is looking thick and juicy, and you're still in a great place, in my opinion, to go after a top 5-star guy if you really want to. But if you do add this guy, you got 5 really sound, great size, great quality guys that may grow into those 4 stars throughout this senior year. And again, it's hard for me to take what he said because he loved Auburn 4 days ago. I mean, this is a recruit right now, so that's just kind of how it's be. But love that we were close strong on this last one here.
Yeah, I mean, anytime I know shot to Auburn, but having Florida after Auburn, I could take his word of it. You know, if you haven't been to Florida yet and you go to Auburn, you're like, yeah, this is great. Recruiting visits are always fun, but then there's some schools that are just elite, and Florida's one of them. So I could believe them.
Love it. We'll see how it plays out. Next one we got is Davian Gray, 6'1", 190. Looking like Florida has creeped up into the top 3 for him. Looks like Texas is in the mix here for this young man. I think Florida State is another one. He's a top recruit, number 79 overall, so top 100 player here. Great 4-star if Florida is able to add him. Again, these will all be battles coming down to the wire. Top 7 athlete in the country. I think he plays running back, a little bit of everything. And again, if he wants to play running back, another 6'1", 190 running back to the mix. I'm telling you what, man. I mean, he would then be higher rated than Carson Baker, the touchdown maker, but he's not listed. I mean, he's got the athlete title, which is kind of weird, but there's that one. Then Malik Morris, that one's a good one, man. I mean, we've got to talk about a potential linebacker flip, but Malik Morris is somebody that Keith came on the show and said that Florida made a great move on him this weekend with Robert Ballard, our linebacker coach. So hearing some great things about him, top linebacker in this class as well. Go ahead.
No, I just love Malik. Looking at the film, very explosive. He's a sure tackler. This guy, when he hits you, going down, got very long. It's 6'1", frame, but very long. He got the arms of like a 6'4", 6'5", person, as long as the arms are. So when he wrap you up, you going down. So I just like his size. And I like the way he played the game. He's a hard-nosed hitter. He's coming downhill full force. I just like the way he played the game.
Now, the one in the mix here is Jay Bateman, Texas A&M, obviously was once a Florida linebacker coach. So the relationship with Florida has always been there, but with more so with Jay Bateman. So glad to hear that Robert Ballard made some good connections this past offseason. Again, our linebacker coach has kind of been in a little bit of a carousel since Bateman left because Austin Armstrong kind of took over, but it was also Ron Roberts. So there was, I think, some confusion last year. But the linebackers had major success, and that was a huge reason why we landed Ty Jackson last year, who was the #1 linebacker. So there's a few positions I think Florida does a great job on recruiting and developing. One of those being running backs, the other being linebackers. So I don't get too concerned or too worked up when it's, hey, are they going to close on this guy or do they need to go get these guys? No. Linebackers, they do pretty well on.
Yeah, so I was going to say, especially at the linebacker position, when you look at the young guys that we were able to bring on, the level at which they played, the knowledge of the game that they acquired since they've been here, Ron Roberts being able to teach the game to these guys, I think it speaks volumes to just the core in itself. So if you want to play linebacker and you want to learn the game at the right level, why not Florida? You know, I love Bateman, but you know, the Florida logo was responsible for a lot of that.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about James Johnson here. Another big one to watch, another 4-star defensive lineman. This, again, we talked about the wish list with Trenton Henderson, with Vonnie Cleveland, with Jarrell McCoy. I just talked about with the departure of Steven Shivers. Like, things open up on this defensive line, and you're kind of in a place where you can really attack hard and heavy. This goes in the same motion here with On 3 has this young man, a top 15 player and the #1 defensive lineman recruit in the country. And right now, Florida sits in a very good place with him with 8 visits total. next being Miami, following Florida State. So Florida is making a heavy push here. Obviously, Georgia's going to be in the mix, so we got to keep an eye out for them from Cape Coral, Florida. But top 3 right now, they said, look, he's doing a great job. Had some great things to say about his visit, but this will be one to watch for me.
Yeah,
and if we're able to get him along these guys we've been hearing, guys, I'm telling you, this class, and we can maybe play a little calculator game here in just a minute if we want to. I know that it gets spicy, but when you're in this world, man, it's like spinning your scratch off money, right? You buy a nice scratch off, like, hey, if we win $5 million, what are we going to do with it? You like to talk about what could be. It's fun to sometimes dream of what it might be.
No, I just like what we're going after, just knowing that we're loaded in the skill position area. And so guys, when you're a lineman, you want to come to a school that got skill position. Like, man, if I don't want to do all this work on the field, I want to get off the field on third downs and see points get put up on the board. So that's an attractive lure, knowing that you're going to go to a school that's going to put points on the board. You're not going to be on the field all day. And you know that we're putting points on the board. You're going to put a lot of teams in third down situations, or not even third down situation, but a lot of teams are going to have to try to score points to match you. And so they give you a lot more opportunities to rush the passer, knowing that team's going to have to score points because we're going to put points on the board. So I think that's attractive for the guys knowing that.
Yeah, 100%. Again, like we mentioned it, we're kind of reiterating that as like, look, it's not that you're going to come in and just play for a dumpster fire. You're going to come and play and start, but be in a nice system and be able to have success very early on. And again, the goal is how quickly can I get to the NFL and play at an elite level. Now, quick little shout out here, boys. The squad has been cooking. Okay, we've been writing articles left and right. We've got a superstar writing us an article now. I don't want to break the news until it breaks, but I'm super pumped to have him write for Hightop Sports. Kind of a full circle moment. But we've been pumping out articles, having fun with it. Stephen Harris wrote a few. Cody has been doing a great job of breaking down these players, right, and giving more of an in-depth look to the players. He wrote one today about Marquez Daniel. Okay. And he just sent me a photo, and we retweeted it. And Billy Napier just liked his tweet on Marquez on the article.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to me, man, Cody, professor, man.
Cody's in shambles in the good kind of way right now. He is losing his mind, if I had to say so myself. So cool.
You gotta make sure y'all follow Cody the professor on the Bird. Make sure you guys follow him and retweet his post. He put a lot of work into bringing you guys these fantastic articles. He does a lot of breakdown, and I'm not sure if y'all know, but Cody has a son who's really a genius. He's a football savant, and I'm not sure if he might be writing for Cody. He's only about 10. I don't know if his son 10, 12, possible. I don't know. But he's very, very, very smart. I see where it comes from because Cody be knocking it out. But Cody, I think your son got you. And if you could, just give him some credit as your ghostwriter.
That's all we want. He goes, has that ever happened to you? I go, no, Cody, but I'm in the family photo.